What's going on, guys? Welcome to Test This Tech. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everyone's New Year went well. You were able to write down a list of, what do you call them? The New Year resolutions, and then you probably broke half of them before noon today. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this mic here I'm speaking into. This is the Elgato Wave Neo. The Wave Neo, I came across this online, and I was surprised to hear the sound of the mic. It actually was a more warmer sounding microphone, kind of similar to a dynamic microphone in its regard, which is very much different than some of the other Wave microphones that Elgato's come out. You know, the Wave 3, for example, has that Lewitt. I believe they're still working with Lewitt, if I'm not mistaken, but that Lewitt capsule. So it kind of has a little more of a high presence, mid forward type microphone sound, slightly shrill depending on your voice. But this is the first microphone where actually it has a warmer tone to it. So because it has a warmer tone to it, I wanted to, it actually, I found it interesting to check out because I wanted to have a microphone that's consistent, quality wise, just plug and play. I don't have to pull out a bunch of audio interfaces. This might be it. So just to kind of briefly talk about the microphone here, it's very small. Okay. So let me move this here. A little bit of noise, apologize on behalf. Very small mic. Okay. Small mic here. It's got the windscreen built into it. And it just has one button here, which is the tap to mute. Works very well. Just tap and mute, tap and go here. It comes with an adapter, which you can use to attach on a desk or have it on a desk, but I don't recommend it, especially if you're planning on using your keyboard at the same time. If you're gaming, it's just not practical to use. There is an extender, which I'm not sure where I put it, but it has this little base here, has the screw that you screw into it. So, I mean, you know, it's neat for, you just have to have a really high desk, I guess, to actually use it. But as far as for the functions for it, there's a USB, of course, here, which this is a braided cable, really nice quality too, USB braided cable. And it has a headphone port as well, so I can, you know, zero latency monitoring. No other connections on here, you know, so some people might be turned off by that for it's not needing to control the gain or when to control the gain, the headphone out. The upside to this is that default as it is, the gain is solid, so you really don't have to adjust if it's too low, and you can hear yourself. So I mean, the setting default is pretty decent, but you can adjust it. You do have to download the Wavelink software to do that, or you can just use the Windows mixing stuff. The Wavelink software, obviously, there's some interesting uses to it. They do have specific plugins. The one thing I'm confused on is the clip guard. Apparently, this has built-in clip guard. So if I'm trying to talk, I don't know if it's actually clipping, if the clip guard is on. So I'm not sure about clip guard because I tried opening up the Wavelink, downloading it to my computer, and seeing if clip guard, if I can download it to select it. No idea if it's built in. I know for the Wave 3 and the Wave 1 on the website, it says the clip guard option is actually built into the microphone. So even if you never download the software, the clip guard will be activated if you plug it in and use it, which I think is really cool. If you want to turn it off, you have to download the Wavelink software, go in, and unclick it. So supposedly this has it as well, according to the internet, according to Elgato's website. But as far as turning it off or adjusting, or, you know, just as far as like seeing that clip guard is on, I've had a hard time finding that. So if anyone's found, oh yeah, clip guard shows up on my Wavelink software when I download it for the Wave Neo, let me know. But beyond that, it sounds really good. Sounds really good. Obviously, I've used it for a couple different videos here. I paid for this out of my own money, and for $87, pretty dope. So I think as far as if you decide, hey, should I go with the Wave Neo or should I go with the Wave, you know, the Wave 3? If you want to have more controls on hand with the microphone, I would say go for the Wave 3. You know, also you're going to have a little more options when it comes to a pop filter. If you want something in addition to, you know, the windscreen that's on here, there's some more accessories for it as well. There's a shock mount and all that stuff. in hindsight for this one, it's built where you don't really need it. You don't really need it necessarily if you have good microphone technique. And yeah, you don't really need it necessarily to have a really quality sound. But if you just kind of want to plug in and play, plug in and use it, sounds good. You don't have to do anything crazy. If you want to mute it, you can just have to mute it. I love that it's still capacitive because I'm tired of these microphones that have mute buttons, but it's a physical button, so the noise is caught into the recording. Ridiculous. No one's thinking here. But this is capacitive, so I love that. The sound is great. If you have a warmer tone, warmer low end voice, and this is a nice microphone that'll kind of exemplify that, but won't make it sound muddy. If you have a really low voice, like a super low voice, then maybe the Wavelength 3 just to kind of bring up those frequencies. But I love this. This is exactly tonal wise where it's at for me. Slight sibilance a little bit on this, not nearly as much as the Wavelength 3. I'm getting a little not pop filter, but like a screen pop filter thing to put onto this. I ordered it. It's like $10. It's not an Elgato accessory, but that's one thing I will have to put on this. And then yeah, I like it a lot. I think for $87, you're getting a pretty solid sound. And when it comes to streaming, they're just making it easier. Making it easier for a nice quality stream, a nice quality sound. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I say this is a thumbs up for me. Wave Neo. Again, Jay Powell, test this tech. I'll get you guys next time.